Hello and welcome to another edition of Detroit Live. I'm Jim Duff, and with me is Brenda Lawrence. Welcome back, Brenda. We've missed you.
Thank you, Jim. It's good to be here to tell everyone about all the exciting news and events that have taken place around the Detroit Performance Cluster. Let's begin with the victory celebration for the combined federal campaign. This year's goal for Southeastern Michigan CFC was $3.3 million. Thanks to all of you, we reached our goal. Postal employees raised more than half the total with $1.9 million. A victory award celebration was held at the Crystal Gardens in Southgate to recognize more than 220 coordinators and canvassers that worked tirelessly to make the campaign a success. And once again, thank you for your continued support year after year.
You know, Brenda, it's satisfying to know how much good is done for people in our own community through the CFC.
And you know, Jim, there's a lot of co-workers out there who also have benefited from the CFC.
You're definitely right. Thank you for that update, Brenda. Now we turn to one of our reporters in the field, Lee Ward, with a story on our own talented artists that helped give a facelift to the George W. Young Post Office lobby.
I'm standing in the customer lobby of the George W. Young General Mail Facility, and if you haven't been here in a while, this place has changed. Along with new retail products that we're selling to our customers, there's also a beautiful hand-painted mural that now graces this lobby. This mural depicts all aspects of mail processing as we as postal employees have come to appreciate over the years. Well, two questions come to mind. How did this come about, and who's responsible? Let's meet those employees right now.
I'm sitting here with well over 100 years of artistic experience. Let me introduce you to some of these folks. To my far right, we have Tony Brown. Next is Patrick Merrill. Next is Tony Parker, Terry Johnson, and Janet Conzilla. And we'd like to welcome all of you to our edition of Detroit Live. Let me ask you now, you all have been a part of the mural that was being painted for the postal lobby, and you also done a mural for the fifth floor cafeteria. How did all of these projects come about?
It was before I was aware of it, but I became aware of the project around 1996 when I was approached by Eunice Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And she took me around the building and we took pictures, and those were mainly the pictures that were used in the cafeteria project. And later on there was a contest, and that's where Janet Conzella and Anthony Parker became involved with the project.
Okay, very good. Well, and looking at the mural that's in the lobby as well as the one in the cafeteria, how were you able to get that onto the wall? Like, did you paint it while it was on the wall? Walk us through that process.
Wow.
It's
a big process.
Right, it's a big process. Well, I'll try to make it small. We come up with an idea. Usually up till now, they gave us creative license to do whatever, but they tell us what they want. Tony will draw up a plan, show the plan to whomever the boss person is. They make whatever corrections. He draws it up onto the canvas, and the rest of us paint it, and then they get an outside contractor to come in and put it up like wallpaper.
Let me ask you this now. As a result of you all having done the mural in the cafeteria as well as in the lobby, I understand now you've been commissioned to do a greater and much more challenging project.
Yeah, this was because Ms. Dunlap, who more or less is our agent, that's what she said in one of the fundraisers. She went to Chicago and met Joanne Fine, the vice president, manager, district director, and Patrick Mira was with her. It was part of their QWL group that started the original project.
Mm-hmm.
I think Patrick probably could tell you better than I could.
Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, we had the QWL conference in Chicago this past May, and we took some pictures of our work as part of our display, and Ms. Dunlap made sure Ms. Fine saw it, and she liked it a lot, and here we are.
So now I understand you are going to be doing a mural for the lobby of the Great Lakes area office in Bloomingdale, Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
Just started this morning, actually.
Very good, very good.
And that's really going to be a challenge because we've never seen the wall.
Right.
Someone else measured the wall for us, and there are certain immovable objects on it.
Mhm.
So Tony's had to come up with a design around that.
Right.
And we had somebody measure the wall. I did a scale drawing to give Tony some idea of the size.
Mhm.
so he could do the design, and then we're going to put it up on the canvas. As Patrick said, we started that today.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, the murals that we've already seen, the cafeteria and the lobby, how long did it take to complete those projects?
On average, we're going to say about 8 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you anticipate for the one that's going in the Great Lakes area lobby?
Same.
Yeah, about the same.
About the same.
Yeah.
It's just one, but it's larger.
Yes, really big, yeah.
Okay.
Real big.
We're going to be looking forward to seeing that. I'm sure it's going to be in in the Great Lakes area update. I'm sure you'll be getting some recognition for that. And we know that along with doing this, you do have other jobs, and it's nice to see this type of work that you're doing come out in this way. But I understand, Patrick, that you've got some other people that you feel should be recognized with regard to this project. Who are they?
Yeah. Yeah, these are the members of the Eminon theory. That's the QWO circle that came up with the idea originally back in the early 90s. We have Dorothy Fletcher, Mary Joswick, Brenda Knight, Shelley Norwood, who just left us in July, Shelton Hassan, Eunice Lee, the coordinator, and myself. And Eugene Sweeney, he actually came up with the idea. I wasn't around when he did, but he actually was his idea. And all these people actually helped us decide what was going to be on the first bunch of pictures.
Okay.
And they showed us what, and then it was up to us to put everything that they came up with into the picture.
Okay.
So they were instrumental in the beginning.
All right, very good. Well, we're glad you recognize those folks, and I'm sure everyone is going to appreciate seeing the outstanding work that you're going to be continuing to do for the Detroit Performance Cluster. So on behalf of the Detroit Cluster, I'd like to thank all of you for sharing your time with us today. Your work is outstanding, and I'm sure many people will recognize that as they view it. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. What a nice interview, don't you think? I encourage each and every one of you to come down and see this beautiful hand-painted mural that now resides in this lobby. When you look at it, two things will become readily apparent. Number one, here's another outstanding example of the kind of talent that we have in the Detroit Performance Cluster. And number two, looking at all the work that went into this project, this is definitely not painting by the numbers. For Detroit Live, I'm Lee Ward. Back to you.
Thank you, Lee. And I had a chance the other day to see that mural. It's really nice. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have. And do you know the same employees painted the mural in the processing and distribution cafeteria as well? Now, I would recommend that all employees, if you get an opportunity to visit the GWY and take a look at the work for yourself. It's quite spectacular.
I understand that Great Lakes Area Vice President Joanne Fint has commissioned those artists for a mural in Chicago as well.
That's great.
So congratulations for the good work. Detroit celebrated another milestone recently with a luncheon recognizing employees in the Detroit Performance Cluster who have been fortunate enough to not use sick leave for 5 consecutive years or more.